Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry about I can imagine that. And yeah, I'm here. And hopefully you can see me good. Make sure that I have the thing. Okay. Hopefully you can see me well. Here for a better purpose. Sorry, I have today a very busy schedule, but I thought, why not to share our clubhouse, which Tabitha, she's doing an amazing job. So without further ado, today we have a clubhouse about connection hacks, and Tabitha is going to share with you a few of the hacks that is going to help you with your assembly, with the things that you do. And yes, I have a lot of boxes here. By the way, this is all business cards. I need to scan them. So if you want to make extra money and you're in Miami, let me know. I need help. But I have to go through everything. But going back, Tabitha, she has an amazing room. And I'm just going to put this one, turn it, and make sure that you can listen to it. And we'll see.
We also did a room on how to check your engagement post and who's watching your post on Facebook. Did we do a previous room on that, Peter? Am I remembering correctly? Was it a?
I think we had the room that was more like how to kind of create your community, your team, your engagement, and to make them love you. Was more like on how to make people to engage with you. Either was Facebook or not Facebook, but
Okay.
Was more on those terms.
Okay. Well, again, GTS, Google that stuff, right? Because you can figure all this. How to track your stats from your social media pages, and you'll be able to figure this out. So the second thing is engaging with the people or following up with the people who engage on your page. Okay, obviously there's something that, and I'm not talking about your family who is supporting you necessarily. I'm talking about the other people that are within your Facebook, Instagram. Instagram is becoming more popular than Facebook, by the way. So if you don't have Instagram, you need to make sure you're getting there. But here is hack number 3. Okay, you have to create a lookalike of your most engaged followers. So what I mean by that. So when you're creating and you're targeting who's going to see, you want Facebook and Instagram to target who sees your post. And they will do this, but you have to create the targeting. Otherwise, it's just going to be so random that the people you want seeing your stuff probably are never going to see it. So you create a lookalike of your most engaged followers. So again, this is why it's so important to know who's your audience. And maybe you're saying, well, I don't have a lot of followers. Who do you want to follow you? Okay. Who would you like? And how you create a lookalike is people who have similar likes. So for instance, if you have one of our individuals who's been here at Brandex, he's health and fitness. So you could, if that's your space, people who like health and fitness, if they have certain habits, maybe you're a keto diet person and this individual, so you're targeting demographics. Okay, demographics would be, how old is your average follower? Okay, you can kind of tell based on their page, their income levels even. So these are likes, habits, and demographics that you would create your lookalike audience. This was my favorite, but don't forget the Facebook rules. No religion, blah, blah, blah. We call it the Facebook rule, blah. Okay. So core targeting is another one, another hack. So core targeting, what would that mean? That would mean I deal with money and I teach financial principles. So I might target somebody who's on Dave Ramsey's page because they're following Dave Ramsey. And what I teach is very similar with a few differences. One, accessibility. I'm always accessible. Okay. So this could be that look-alike. Okay. It could be your competition. It's okay to be in a group with your competition, because I guarantee that everybody in that group is not using their product or service. They're there trying to get information. So it's okay. I'm not saying blast the group with your stuff. Engage in the group. What I teach is very similar. The best way to engage is interacting with the group. Okay? Becoming an expert in the group. Okay? Again, follow the group rules, because otherwise they kick you out of the group. I followed the group rules and I got kicked out of this. It's called Fire Group. And it's all about finding financial independence, retire early. That's what it stands for, which is exactly what I teach individuals to do. So I love this group. However, the individuals who made the group are in the same space as me, and they didn't like the fact I never marketed anything on the page, but sometimes they don't want competition on their page. So if you know too much, they kick you off because they're trying to sell certain things like infinite banking and stuff like that. And if you say something against what they're selling, then they might kick you out of the group. So what? Move on. Who cares? Right? But this is that lookalike audience. Targeting is still available. So, hey, Peter, how would you teach them to engage in their lookalike audience or groups?
So, for instance, if you are, let's say, in financial space, like you said, like I will be like going more for this idea of what is out there that people they need. So let's say that they need perhaps to learn more about how to save their money, how to create retirement account. So then if I'm gonna need to look for those one, I'm gonna find maybe places that they have something to do with retirement, yeah, like assisted living facilities, yeah. So or places on those lines that they're gonna have, or even like places where they have like private hospitals, and I'm gonna offer maybe them to their clients the possibility that to walk from there with a financial plan that's gonna allow them to afford maybe the medical needs. So I will just work something out on those lines that I know that my audience that I target, they're gonna go there. So kind of I will prepare a waiting room for them. So I will be looking for anything that's possible for me to create on those lines that people will be like, okay, I'm gonna need some help with the financials because of, and then that of whatever it is, I'm gonna be waiting for them there. Maybe it's because of um, I might have too much debts, how I'm going to be able to consolidate my financial structure and get rid of the debts. Yeah. And that's going to be that, like I'm going to look for debt collectors, and I'm going to try to talk with them and say, you can help them with your card. Can I help them educate them how to do better? And there's so many private debt collectors, agencies that, I will be targeting them. So in that way, when people they're gonna look for debt collectors, they're gonna find me also there. Educate yourself before you're gonna reach your debt collector. Something like that. But yeah,
Thank you, Peter. So there's several different ways you can engage in an audience. My next hack, this was by far my favorite hack, and it's called the hotel hijack. Anybody know what that is? Hotel hijack.
they have rooms. I don't know. Enlighten us, please, Tabitha.
I love this one, and it's super funny because I'm like, okay, this makes sense. And I actually thought of you, Peter, because of one of the things that you taught me about big events. And you said that it's not always necessary to be inside the room at a big event. So for like 10x Growth Con, people are paying $20,000 to have a front row seat at 10x Growth Con. When do you meet people in the seats? No, where are they? Where is everybody hanging out? Outside of the room, because that's where they can actually talk. So this is hotel hijack. So if you, let's say that you had a program for chiropractors, and there was a big chiropractor convention at a hotel near you. So you could, one, show up in person and start introducing yourself to all the chiropractors. You could hang out outside the hotel, in the bar, in the restaurant, or near the conference room, and you could meet in person your target audience. Or the connection pack is if you were doing a target audience for your Facebook, Instagram ads, or wherever you're going to place your ads, you could target the hotel. So anybody who puts, you know how people always put checking in at such and such hotel or this and this growth conference, or right? So you could target your audience at that particular location simply by adding into your ad that hotel. Or what you could do is you can put hotels near the Detroit Metro Airport, let's say, okay? And it will show you all, here's the easiest thing, okay? It will show you all the hotels in the area on your map, and you X out all of the hotels except for the one that you know the convention is going to, okay? Now you could leave the others because not everybody stays right there. So like if you were to go to a 10X Growth Con and it's at the Adventure, what hotel is it usually at, Peter?
Turnberry,
I can't remember. You know more Florida than me.
Turnberry Hotel, Aventura.
Yeah, the Turnberry. But there are millions of people who are staying just outside the Turnberry. So you could actually leave it open to some of the other hotels really near you. So that's called hotel hijack, right? Which is one of my favorites that I learned because I thought, okay, this is amazing. So if I saw that Dave Ramsey for instance, was having a Financial Peace University class near me, I could target that. Okay. Or like Peter was talking, if you teach debt elimination and there's a class coming up for that, you could target that audience if you were in my space, which is the financial space. So I thought that was phenomenal, and it worked like a charm for me. Okay. So the next hack is when you're targeting your audience, you can't say again, because of the social media rules, but you can still target via job title. So let's say you wanted to target doctor. That's really broad. So you might narrow it down. Are you targeting a specific type of doctor? So you could do job titles. Let's say that you were trying to do your area of, so like go back to that, you're going to do prepared meals for a family ahead of time. Do you think doctors live busy, hectic lives? Yeah, that might be a market for you. Okay. So you could think about job titles. The next thing the next hack as far as is you could do employers. Peter, so do you have an example?
For employers?
Yeah, different employers that you would target if you were in real estate.
For instance, what I will employ, I will be like on the title companies. I will be like targeting title companies, so probate agents, the one that they gonna take over for the lawyer, like people that they work for probate lawyers, that they prepare the case and everything, like assistants or anything like that. Somebody that works for that, that's not going to be actually the lawyer. And to a new notification every single time they're going to have a new probate for me to receive first the case and to be able to talk with the person before. So definitely, like in those lines, that's what I will target.
Exactly. Great. So do you see how the different spaces, if you were doing a building such as me, I just purchased a commercial office building, I'm doing an office co-op. I could target my audience for the office co-op to small businesses or entrepreneurs who are solopreneurs, right? Here's another one, which is you could do publications or trade magazines. Now, again, we're still talking on social media platforms, but if you knew that your target audience subscribes to a certain publication or trade magazine. So, Peter, is there something in real estate that you guys subscribe to?
The Real Deal.
What's that?
It's a magazine.
Okay. Okay.
So that's one of the magazine that usually gonna find every single thing that actually happened, and it's actually a big deal. So the big fishes in the pond with that one.
So you could target the Real Deal, and what happens is it's under interest and it's additional interest, and you might put the Real Deal publication or magazine. In the financial space, they might subscribe to the Wall Street Journal or different financial publications. A lot of people subscribe to Jim Cramer's Mad Money in the financial space. I don't mean that work in the financial space necessarily, because that's not my target audience, but people who are interested in learning more about. They do Jim Cramer's Mad Money or There's lots of financial publications out there that you could follow. The next hack is following associations. So what associations does your target audience belong to? Or could they belong to? Is there like an association for real estate professionals, Peter?
Yes, there are several of them, 100%. The association, like for instance, for investor, there's REIA, Freya, and everything that is with it's Real Estate Investor Association, So all the REIAs, and there are a lot of chapters through all the United States. So depends very much on your county. Usually it is the initial of the county followed by REIA, like here in Broward, it's BREIA. Yeah, it's Broward Real Estate Investment Association. So
I love it. And in the financial space, it's FINRA. It's the Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC. So you could follow associations. If I was looking for licensed financial professionals that I was targeting, then I could follow the associations that they're required to be licensed through. So again, depending on who you want to, again, that's why I began the morning with knowing who your target audience is. Okay. And then the next one, competitors or other services or brands that partner well with you. So like right now, I'm partnering with realtors, real estate agents, because what happens is they're selling houses and buying houses. I do mortgages and investments. So it could be an additional stream of income for them too, because I do mortgages. And in most states, you can actually be mortgage licensed and buy and sell homes. So another stream of income. I do financial planning. So what sets a real estate agent apart from all the other real estate agents? Can they get them their homeowner's insurance for their home? Can they get a mortgage protection to cover the loan instead of letting the bank finance their mortgage protection? So these could be additional streams of income for a real estate professional that would set them apart from every other real estate professional that's out there, because most of them, are not necessarily experts. Okay? They are, that's not what they do. So again, competitors or other services or brands that partner well with your offer, that your ideal client might either use, okay, or is looking for you through your competitors. So that's competitors for other service brands. And then your targeting, the next one is a website audience. So you can figure out for your particular market, what websites do they research most, or what websites do they use most? Okay. So again, Peter, in real estate, what are some websites that real estate professionals, whether they're the investor or for commercial or residential, what would be a website that they visit frequently for their profession? Anyone come to mind?
I will say the county websites, a lot of real estate, they're going to visit that one because, to get the data for the building.
Okay. To kind of the history of the building.
When it was bought, who is the owner, how many square feet. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could read, if this is retargeting, you could target somebody who visits that website. Like Peter said, if they're going to get data on the property and they're researching the property, then they're visiting the county website. So you can retarget those individuals who frequent a website often. Okay, now the other thing that they say is best, and we've heard this before, is that first, I don't know, Peter might have more to say to this than me, but they say to become an author, publish a book, a document, something that makes you an expert in your field. It could be something so simple. Did you notice that a lot, and Grant Cardone also teaches this, and did you notice that a lot of 10Xers have these really small, I just purchased it, it's right here on my desk, from Christian wrote a book. It's like very small. It's called Business Management, 7 Keys for Business Optimization and maximizing your business. And the print in it, I love it because it was such a short read, and the print in it is really large. That makes the book look bigger than it really is. And it's just a simple read. And you see Grant Cardone's, it's called the Millionaire booklet. It's so tiny and such a short read, but it can make you a best-selling author. It can make you an author, and that creates a larger audience. And then what happens is you can target individuals who purchase books like yours. Okay, so if I did the 7 secrets to becoming a millionaire, because as you know, I am the millionaire maker. If I did the 7 keys to becoming a millionaire, I could retarget individuals who bought other books on Amazon like that one. Okay. And so again, these are all ways that you can hack your connections. And again, the definition of hack is you don't have their permission to connect with them. So you're using these other resources to find your target audience and connect with them. So those were my hacks for the day, connection hacks. Do you have anything else, Peter, that you'd like to add, or do you have any questions?
Just for to kind of recap everything that we should have on the paper as the steps to get everything in the proper manner. In a few words, can you kind of go through everything that you said? So, if yes,
absolutely. So again, the most important thing was to know who your ideal target is, or your client. We call it your ideal client avatar. Okay, but none of this stuff matters if you don't know who to target. So what happens, a lot of people spend all of their time trying to figure out social media, and they don't even know who they want to be talking to. So the number one thing is you must identify who your target audience is. And if I could add to that, I guess it would depend on what you're marketing or what you're doing, but it's got to be somebody who also has money, okay? Because if they don't have any money, how are they going to purchase your product? Unless you're an individual that's teaching someone how to make more money, I guess, okay? So again, these were different hats to find and connect with your ideal audience. Second thing that I said is these could be free things that you could do or paid. Okay. And you know, there's things to be said about paid advertising and non-paid advertising. What I said about that is you have to have a budget. And there are ways to do it, like boosting a post to your right fit client is cheaper than paid advertising. Okay, so boosting a post, you could have a $5 a day budget. And again, I'll kind of go into a little more depth on that. But again, the for the take the audience that number one was take the audience that you have and multiply it. These are the connections that you're making. So what does that audience look like? Okay, boost. And then two was your Facebook Lives, because we know that videos do better than just individual posts. Okay. So what you're doing is you're boosting your Facebook Live to your fans. Or again, we described lookalike fans. What does your average, the best followers, okay, the people who engage in what you're doing, they seem interested, what do they look like? And then you would boost your Facebook Live to that audience, okay? And you do this from a business page, by the way. Next was follow up with anyone who watched your videos. Again, I'm not talking about your family. I'm talking about actual potential clients that watched your video. You want to make sure that you followed up with them. So I posted a video of my granddaughter fishing for the first time. And I think I got like 1,300 watches on that video. Okay. Follow up with these individuals. It doesn't matter if it's a fun, like, you know, selling the dream of being able to do that when you want, what, you know, without permission, asking permission. The next thing is the audience of people who engaged with your Facebook page. Okay. So anybody who's saying something about your Facebook page, whether they're liking it, giving it a heart emoji, saying it was fire, Facebook, Instagram, any of these, your TikTok, your Reels. And then what happens is I said to create a lookalike of the most engaged followers on your page. Okay. So your most engaged followers, Peter talked about how to engage, okay, with other individuals. When you engage with people, they'll be more apt to engage with you, okay? If you join a group and you're not an active participant in the group, people are not going to engage with you. So the lookalikes could be habits, demographics, okay? So things that your ideal client would do. I use the example like if your ideal client's into health and fitness, if your ideal client's into real estate, then those you would be a lookalike. But more specifically, you're looking for individuals who we went through and we discussed that you could be targeting homeschool moms. So, but maybe you're thinking, well, I want to target a religious group. You can't do that. But if you know that a lot of these religious groups are homeschool moms, you could do, or homeschoolers, you could target that market because you can't target based on religion. Then we did the hotel. There's a conference coming on in a hotel near you, or if there's a You can either one, show up at the hotel, or you can target hotels in the area of the conference and surrounding area. Okay. Then we talked about targeting specific things like job titles, specific employers. So, for instance, one of the things I wrote down here is I know that FedEx just changed their retirement plan from a pension-like structure to a 401k structure. And a lot of people don't know how to make a decision of whether, and right now, if you have a certain amount of tenure, you have your choice to stay with the old pension plan or go to the new 401k plan. And they don't know how to make that decision. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm targeting my retirement planning education to FedEx employees in the states I'm licensed in. So that's what we mean by being very specific in who you're targeting. Trade or publications, magazines that relate to your ideal audience or your ideal client, associations. Do they have to be licensed? Are they part of the Lions Club or the Kiwanis Club or the real estate, association? Maybe it would be you're targeting small businesses, so you target the small business administration that's near you. Okay, your local. It could be your local chamber of commerce. It could be anything like that, but associations. Last one was competitors or other service brands. People, competitors or other services that pair well with what you do. I use the example of targeting real estate agents because I'm a mortgage loan originator. So we can do loans for people. So real estate professionals pair well with my license. Okay. Why? Because the individuals, instead of sending them back somewhere to go get a pre-qualification for a loan, I can take care of that for them and get it almost instantaneously. So again, thinking outside of the box for competitors or other services or brands. So it could be, I just thought of this one. If you are a personal trainer, okay, or you do health and fitness, you might target individuals who are following I'm using this for an example, but Fabletics, which is a provider of sportswear, leggings, shorts, t-shirts, so it could be something like that. It could be a workout page where an individual is following a YouTube channel where they are looking for workouts or maybe workout hacks or something of that nature. That's your competition or other services or brands that would pair well with what you do. So again, customize your audience. You could do a website audience, so people who visit a particular type of website on a regular basis for their profession, okay? And what you do in there is you retarget that specific website with maybe a special offer, okay, that you may come up with. I don't have an idea of that. And then the last thing I said was write a book, become a best-selling author, because that promotes and has people following you better or more. It doesn't have to be in fact, statistically, they say short books perform better as far as the number of sales. Also, I forgot to add, but make your book available in a Kindle And it may be uh, what they suggest is, like Mackenzie's listening here. Thanks for being here, Mackenzie. But Mackenzie just has this really soft, soothing voice. So maybe have someone other than you do the book, and or do it in an interview style. So have a Kindle version of the book available or an audio version of the book available if you want it to sell more. So again, become a best-selling author was the last one. Hope that helped with the recap, Peter.
100%, 100%. And like, just for everybody to understand, all those things are amazing as long as, you're clear with your product and you're clear with what you're selling and you're clear to who is your audience and you have very well definition of that one, because otherwise, just trying to portray this to wrong audience or to the wrong product, it can hurt you more than help you. So I think it's very important for, as a idea for people to understand that having a product or service that's going to be clear, defined, it's extremely important for everybody to get it at the beginning. And last and not least, like I was just, like wondering, if somebody wants, for instance, on the financial side, yeah, if somebody wants, for instance, to work with you to help them on the financial side, and you find that, I would say, typical customer that works with you, and you want to put this into a definition about what is usually the time frame that a customer will reach out to you, and how much is going to take from the moment a customer will first knock your door until they can actually have a contract or something signed with you that you actually become their financial advisor, or you're going to actually work with them. And how long is going to take for the process, and usually when this thing happens as a time frame for them. Like, for instance, usually when, I don't know, they lose a job, or they are desperate for, the situation they're in, and how much it takes for them to get to your doorstep. Do you know that, like, as a product?
Yeah, for sure. So for me, if someone were to come work with me, it takes 24 hours for us to run the background check, and we have areas that they can make an income instantly. And it really, in addition to that, the licensing side of it, not everybody wants to get all the licenses. So like right now, we're not having everybody get a securities license. It takes too long. There's a lot of studying. So we might have a specific individual get a securities license, but we're really not necessarily pushing that or recommending that right now. What we wanted to get them doing is making a great stream of income first in a residual income type of situation, and then add the investments in there. So for us, it's 24-hour turnaround. So hope that answered your question, Peter.
And when they usually get in front of you, so when is the moment of life that marks, I will say, typically, because I want people to understand that, also their customer have I'll say, timeline that maybe you don't see it. And it's crucial for these connection hacks to know when it happens, and how much it's going to take for them to get in. So in your case, for instance, if Joe Doe is going to come to you, usually it's coming because of he lost his job or some events. What are the things that triggers them to come in front of you?
That's a great hack, Peter, because you just gave me another one. So website hack, people who log into unemployment are going to sign up for unemployment benefits. And I want to connect with them. And typically my particular client, if they lost their job, Okay, this is what statistically we know. We know that when someone loses their job, in their own mind, they tell themselves, I'm going to take a couple weeks off before I do anything. They're not even open-minded enough to look at something within that first couple of weeks. So for me, someone just lost their job. I want to meet with them about week 3 to week 4 for me. And then the reason being is now, okay, the boredom of and the financial stress. And here's why, because they're probably going to get one more check yet. And people live paycheck to paycheck, so they're not worried about it yet. But once they get that last check, then it's like, oh, what am I going to do now? It's going to be 6 weeks before I get my unemployment. And then what they do is then they start tapping into their 401k. And I want to teach them what to do with their 401k and maybe make additional income if they're my right person. But I'm looking at the other aspect. So for me, for that particular one, it's week 3 or 4 after they lost their job.
Amazing, amazing. So, like here we go, events that happens in people's life can define who is your customer. So it's not only what they shopping around, but also the events they happen in their lives can kind of determine if it's your target audience or not. And understanding also the events that is going on in certain areas, you can kind of cater towards not necessarily a place, but more toward this audience with the same kind of happening in their life, to say like that. So, losing a job, like you mentioned, Tabitha, can be like, people that lose their job, uh, the main target, and yes, a lot of them, they will not recognize that they lost the job. And that's something like, a psychological thing that we have to go through, to accept the fact that we don't have a job or anything like that. And uh, it can affect still, the way of perceiving your offer. And the fact that at the beginning they're going to say no, it doesn't mean that it's going to be no. It's just that maybe you are in the second week, like Tabitha mentioned, not in the third week. And that paycheck is going to still come in front of you. And you're still on the soft cushion. Uh, they're still on the soft cushion before they're going to get in front of you. So.
Right. Yeah, that Peter, you asked him that question, gave me another idea, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I pray that this helped each and every one of you today, and different methods of connecting with your right fit client. So you want to wrap up the room, Peter?
Absolutely. And thank you very much, everybody, for joining. We appreciate that you joining here on our YouTube channel. And we had an amazing, again, Clubhouse. And if you miss it, please make sure you're going to listen to the entire reply. And do not forget, we're going to meet this week randomly different hours. So follow our club on the Clubhouse to find out what hours we're going to meet. Also, very important part that I think it's crucial to make sure that you're going to follow the moderators and you're going to give some love by you being part of this and being here and actively joining with us. And do not forget, if you have any question, any challenge in your life, and you want us to talk about it, to bring the subject on, feel free to message us, DM us, and we're going to be more than happy to take any topic and bring it to life. And this being said, we wish you a wonderful, 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 wonderful day, and see you on Wednesday for our
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Eugenia and Kenzie, for being here. We appreciate you.
Bye, Mackenzie. And thank you very much on YouTube for being here. And see you next time we're going to have a show. But meanwhile, I appreciate you check the links below. We have more links that it can help you. We have links for the products that we're using. We have links for all the ways that you can connect with us and actually help us or become part of what we do. So feel free to join us. Feel free to be part of our journey. And if you want to learn more about where we are, like if you want to join on the clubhouse, the link is below again in the description. And thank you one more time for everything you do. Do not forget we have a $10,000 in 30-day challenge. I still have a lot of stuff that I'm grooming to select that at the current moment. However, I appreciate you. Looking forward to hear more from you and see you next time.